You fall into a Jupiter-sized ocean. This isn't water, it is liquid hydrogen. Depth is measured in thousands of kilometers. Pressure is enough to crush a diamond. Somehow your body is indestructible. Now the descent begins. The surface is a swirling, freezing nightmare of gas. The liquid hydrogen feels like thin oil. Friction heat builds quickly. You are a human bullet. The atmosphere above becomes a solid wall of gas. Pressure mounts. Atmospheric layers compress into a thick supercritical soup. Air and liquid become indistinguishable. Visibility drops to zero. Only the crushing weight remains. The ocean is not just deep. It is a planetary-scale vice. Every meter deeper increases the force by millions of pascals. At a certain depth, something strange happens. Hydrogen atoms get squeezed so hard they stop acting like a gas or liquid. They turn into metallic hydrogen. This is a state of matter found only in giant planet cores. It is a liquid metal. It conducts electricity with terrifying efficiency. Massive magnetic fields surge through the fluid. Lightning bolts the size of continents flicker around you. These currents don't just shock, they warp the local fabric of space. Your indestructible skin becomes a conductor. You are now a floating electrode in a planetary battery. The sheer electrical energy creates a luminous glow. Everything is blinding white. You are falling through a liquid star. It is quite bright. You realize you forgot your sunglasses. This is an unfortunate oversight. The blinding light makes it difficult to notice the gradual change in gravity. You are no longer just falling. You are being pulled toward a crushing center. Gravity on a Jupiter-sized world is relentless. The mass of the ocean above is staggering. This weight creates a buoyancy crisis. You are denser than the upper hydrogen layers. You sink, but as the metallic hydrogen compresses further, it becomes denser than you. Suddenly, you stop sinking. You are now floating in a layer of liquid metal trapped between the weight of a world and the density of a core. You are stuck. There is no swimming in metallic hydrogen. The fluid is too viscous. It feels like trying to move through cold molasses made of electricity. Every movement requires the force of a nuclear explosion. You drift in a shimmering silver void. The silence is absolute. The only sound is the low hum of the planet's magnetic field vibrating through your indestructible teeth. It is a very rhythmic, annoying noise. Heat is the next problem. The core of a giant planet is an oven. Internal pressure generates temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. The liquid hydrogen around you starts to glow, not from electricity but from raw thermal energy. Heat transfers through the metallic hydrogen instantly. Your indestructible body doesn't melt, but it absorbs the energy. You become a heat sink. The surrounding liquid begins to boil, but the pressure is too high for bubbles to form. Instead, the fluid enters a supercritical state. It is neither liquid nor gas. It is a shimmering, high-energy plasma. The convection currents are violent. You are tossed around like a piece of lint in a cosmic washing machine. These currents move at supersonic speeds. Every collision with a plasma wave sends you flying thousands of kilometers in a random direction. You are a pinball in a planetary-scale game of chance. The temperature rises to 10,000 degrees. The light is now ultraviolet. You are essentially a very confused, indestructible piece of charcoal. The currents eventually drag you deeper. You pass the boundary of the metallic ocean. Now you hit the core. This is not rock. It is a degenerate slurry of heavy elements. Iron, silicates, and ice all squeezed into a metallic soup. The pressure is now in the range of terapascals. This is where physics stops being intuitive. The atoms themselves are collapsing. Electrons are being forced into the nuclei. You are entering the realm of neutron-degenerate matter. The gravity here is so intense that time begins to dilate. A second in the core is longer than a second on the surface. The environment is a blinding, screaming mess of crushed atoms. The density is so high that a teaspoon of this material would weigh billions of tons. You are floating in a sea of crushed stars. The thermal radiation is so intense it creates a localized event horizon of heat. You aren't just hot. You are a focal point of planetary energy. The core is a swirling vortex of liquid iron and exotic crystals. Everything is crushed. Everything is glowing. You are the only thing in the universe that is not a pancake. After several eons, the planet begins to cool. The liquid hydrogen solidifies, the metallic core freezes. You are now permanently encased in a sphere of exotic, ultra-dense ice. You are the center of a frozen giant. You cannot move, you cannot scream, you can only wait. Eventually the planet is captured by a passing star. The gravity shreds the world, the ice vaporizes. You are launched into the vacuum of space at 10% the speed of light. You crash land on a small, rocky planet. A local government official approaches you. He is not impressed by your journey. He informs you that landing without a visa is a serious offense. You are handed a fine for 3 trillion credits. This is very inconvenient. Your indestructible body is now in debt. That is a different kind of crushing pressure. Subscribe to the What If Club for more ways to ruin your life with physics.